San Diego State basketball, obviously we're getting closer to the end of the regular season and then the conference tournament. I feel like if the Aztecs can, put solid performances together, that they will be able to get in and not have to win the Mountain West tournament. But Magoon Guath, I'm kind of asking for a little bit of an update here if you do know anything. But yeah, the knee sprain, I think is what they were calling it. That's obviously huge. But what I've liked about this Aztecs team is seeing athleticism this year from guys like Miles Bird. But, there's leadership from Nick Boyd. And then there's other guys that have pleasantly surprised me, I guess is the right way to put it. Miles Heidi, JCJ. And so this, you're obviously, if you come to San Diego State, you play defense. And so I'm not ruling out a run here. I don't think they're going to the Final Four, but I think they're going to be a tournament team. And it's not like they're not going to do anything in the tournament. I think they still can do something in the tournament.
Certainly, having a healthy Magoon Guath would help greatly to that end. Look, as it stands now, Selection Sunday is the 16th. If they avoid the first four, that's what, the 20th? So that's 17 days away from potentially their first round game of the NCAA tournament. I thought remember when Matt Mitchell kind of had the hyperextension of his knee a few years ago now, and it looked really, really bad at the time. Hyperextended a different way, but it also looked ugly and worrisome. And I think he was back in about 10 days. And so we're at like a week plus since Magoon's injury. That was on a Saturday, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Against Utah State. So yeah, you're looking at like a week and a half since that injury, and now you have potentially 17, 2+ weeks between now and your first NCAA tournament game. It's a decent amount of time. Again, depending on the severity of the issue, Matt Mitchell obviously a slightly different build than Magoon Guath, so that might factor into it as well.
Yeah.
But I think like you beat UNLV, if you can beat Nevada, I think you're solid. Like, I think given where they are, according to the Joe Lenardis of the world, it seems like they have a pretty good chance. And then, win a quarterfinal game in the Mountain West tournament, and you probably feel pretty good on Selection Sunday. So avoiding slip-ups this week would be huge. Dutch always says we get better as the season goes on. They seem to play some of their best basketball once it gets to late February and into March. The way they played against New Mexico was really encouraging. Jared Coleman-Jones, playing really well in the first half. Miles Bird starting to find it a little bit more. BJ Davis. So, hopefully they can just do enough now to bide their time, get in, and then hopefully be as healthy as possible. But I feel a lot better about where they're at now than, heading into that New Mexico game when they were teetering a little bit more. I think what they've been able to do in the last week or so is helped out a bunch. And if they can just finish strong, then I think they go to Vegas without feeling too much pressure. And then it's just a matter of getting healthy, get Magoon back on the floor, hopefully get a favorable matchup or bracket and see what they can do.
Yeah. Good thing they have that win against Houston, because
seriously,
Houston's now number 3 in the AP top 25, 25-4 this year. Because Creighton, we thought okay, Creighton, great, but Creighton's not even ranked anymore.
Didn't expect that win over UC San Diego to look as good as it does either.
That's true. Yes. Congratulations to them. I mean, holy cow.
It's unbelievable. I mean, they might not need to win the Big West tournament to get into the NCAA tournament, which is just crazy. For a Big West team, you just don't see it very often. I was there, Lenardi has them as an 11, and the last time a Big West team was higher than a 12 was 2005. You just Big West teams don't get that type of seed, and they certainly deserve it. There's been enough buzz around them.
They got UCSD. They got 17 votes for the AP Top 25 this most recent week.
Yeah. So they've been able to avoid kind of one of these disastrous slip-ups, and they've just been bulldozing teams. And so, I think if they do that 2 more times this week, I I would be shocked if they got bounced in their Big West tournament opener. I think you win these two, you win one game they're not in Vegas, I think Henderson or something like that. Then like you're looking at two teams from San Diego in the NCAA tournament for the first time, which should be incredible.
Pretty cool.